this particularly general chemistry lectures, examination, and questionnaires. So now let's go back to segment number 2 because we did already our segment number 1. 1 question, 2 question number 20 or 20 questions overall. And then this is the second half, okay? From 21 to 40. Question number 21, okay? Take a big breath, fasten your seat belt, and then get a blank sheet of paper, a ball pen or a pencil, plus a scientific calculator also if you want. But this is just theory, not problem solving. So you can really don't have the calculator. It's okay for you guys, okay? Okay. 21 question. Okay. Question number 21. Okay. Yield ions in aqueous solution. A. Arrhenius theory. B. Lewis theory. C. Bronsted-Lowry theory. D. Le Chatelier principle. E. Van der Waals equation principle. Again, question number 21. Yield ions in aqueous solution. A. Arrhenius theory. B. Lewis theory. C. Bronsted-Lowry theory. D. Le Chatelier's principle. E. Van der Waals equation theory. Okay, so if you know these 5, really the definitions, what are all about, like that, then you can answer properly. Okay, especially the technical definition. Okay, you get the point. This is not opinionated, technical definition. You get the point? Okay, our timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Time is up! Ta-da-da! The answer is, ganun. Letter A, Arrhenius theory. Okay? So let's explain a little bit. Arrhenius theory will yield ions. Could it be a hydroxide ion if the base is added to an aqueous solution? And then it's going to be hydronium ion H3O. It will be reacted to aqueous solution. Okay? H3O has a positive charge. OH has a negative charge. OH is a hydroxide group in organic chemistry. No, it's not organic chemistry. In organic chemistry, that is hydroxyl group. Okay? Like that. So, in organic chemistry, it's more on functional group. It will have LLL at the end. For example, I have alkyl group. Oh, ganon. Acetyl group. Oh, there's an L at the last. Okay, and then you have functional group. Oh, ganon. Hydroxyl group. Alcohol group. Okay, blah, 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 so and so. Okay, but in organic, not necessarily. Okay? In organic chemistry. Okay, you got the point. Question number 22. Which of the following is a true statement? Glad ko guys, when I was in high school, so many questions like this, particularly in the, in the NCEE, right? National Collegiate Examination, Entrance Examination, where I landed up number 8 in the overall ranking. Oh my gosh, I did study a lot. Okay, and then in chemistry also like this. So too much question like this also, especially if you are joining, quiz bowl, science fair, comparing to other schools, something like that. So there's a lot of questions like, which of the following is that a true statement? You have to think critically to obtain the correct answer. Okay, and then you have to, troubleshoot, not troubleshoot, you have to extract the, the technicalities. Okay, something like that. Again, which of the following is a true statement? A. Water is highly nonpolar and results to an ionic compound. Charot. B. Water is an irreversible reaction by the applying electrical current. Wow. C. Hydrogen gas and iodine gas reacting to produce hydroiodic gas is a reversible reaction. Sure ka? Okay. Letter E. Ammonia yields nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas is a spontaneous reaction. I found it difficult. Let's do it one by one. Okay. Let's have the reaction. Really, I cannot answer by automatic, estimation or by, verbal. Let's do that chemical equation so that we can understand further, right? Water, so H2, hydrogen gas plus oxygen gas is equals to H2O, right? And it said ionic compound. H2 is not an ionic compound. It is a polar covalent bonding or hydrogen to hydrogen bonding where it creates a dipole, meaning two poles. For example, the hydrogen, there's a one pole in hydrogen on the other side, and there's a one pole of hydrogen on the other side. That's why it's called a dipole bonding or hydrogen to hydrogen because there are hydrogen in the left, there are hydrogen on the side, or polar covalent bonding. So this is merely covalent bonding because this is non-metal to non-metal. Oxygen is a gas, hydrogen is a gas, and there's no metal. Ionic bonding has metal plus non-metal. So if we say water reaction, by reacting hydrogen gas and oxygen gas to produce a molecule of water, that could mean three chemical reactions will be involved. It could be hydrogen to hydrogen bonding, dipole bonding, and covalent bonding, particularly, take note, particularly polar covalent bond. Okay, why? Because there are 4 excess electrons that are not completely bonded with hydrogen because there are only 2 hydrogens involved in the chemical bonding. Here, in the image that structure. So if there are a lot of lone pairs, would mean there's an unshared pair electrons. That would mean so polar covalent bond. Meaning to say it's not perfectly shared between among elemental constituents in your chemical bonding. Okay? That's it. So it's gonna be wrong in A. Okay, and the question is true, right? B. Water is an irreversible reaction by applying electrical current. Oh, really? Wait. If we apply electric current, then there's heat energy released. Because normal applying electricity would mean there's a running heat involved in that. Okay, you got the point? So the heat energy will activate the electricity to produce because the electrons will flow normally in a hotter environment than in a cold environment. So the electrons will be excited from the ground state. If you can remember the Niels Bohr theory, okay, in John Dalton also. So if there is an energy shell, the electrons are going to the outermost shell, so it will be excited and jump to the second level, something like that. Okay, so it's impossible that you will never apply heat, energy, or whatever, because unless it is pushed naturally, okay, something like or reversible, but it's not reversible reaction, right? Okay, so it is water is an irreversible reaction by applying electrical current. So this is false also. Okay, so it will become a reversible reaction if there is current, because it will go back to its original form if you apply the current. If you don't apply the current, it will not move. Okay, put the water there in your glass. It will not move if you don't heat that one. If you will not vaporize the liquid. If you take if you boil the water to take coffee like that, gili-gili ala tool in your room, in your kitchen, so it will not move the molecules there. So the only way is to apply the electric current. That's why you need to put that in the heater. So that's the time it will become now a reversible reaction when you apply the heat. But take note that here is irreversible. It's not reversible. It's wrong. Okay. Letter C. Hydrogen gas. Okay. So these things cannot be answered by memorization, huh? Okay. Critical thinking and analysis. Hydrogen gas plus iodine gas. Okay, is equal to hydroiodic gas. This is reversible reaction or not? Okay. As far as I know mga palangga, this is reversible reaction. Meaning to say, this is non-spontaneous. Okay. Let's go back to that, ha? Because they did not prepare. Nakakaloka on the spot. Okay, letter E. Ammonia yields, ammonia yields nitrogen gas plus H2 gas, right? And balance the chemical reaction to now ammonia is decomposing to nitrogen gas to hydrogen gas. All decomposition reaction is normally an endothermic reaction, and in an endothermic reaction you add heat on that. You absorb heat to the system. If you absorb it to the system, so that will become endothermic reaction. then your delta H is positive. That means non-spontaneous, but here it's spontaneous. So it's wrong. So what will remain is letter C. So no choice. We go to letter C. Hydrogen gas plus iodine gas. Okay, to produce a is reversible reaction. So this is the correct answer. Reversible reaction of hydroiodic gas. Okay, just review also in the books, because that's what also I understand for a hydrogen gas and iodine gas. Okay, now let's take reversible, the word reversible. Okay, reversible. Okay, ganon. Reversible. Okay, so what will happen for this? Reversible, guys, is non-spontaneous. So delta H is positive. Okay, so it's gonna be none of the above. Yes, none of the above. So, none of the above because it's a reversible man siya, it's a reversible reaction, but adding H2 and I2 will yield an HI. Okay, and that is reversible reaction. Reversible reaction, meaning to say, it is non-spontaneous. Non-spontaneous have a delta H positive, meaning endothermic. Now, this is not a decomposition reaction. This is bonding, chemical bonding. More of the bonding, chemical bonding, are really exothermic, not endothermic. Meaning, we take out the heat from the reactant and transfer that to the product. Something like that. That's why it becomes an exothermic reaction for our chemical bonding. Endothermic are breaking up, decomposition, or splitting up larger molecules to lower molecules because you normally apply heat with a certain temperature, something like that. So it's gonna be wrong also. So there's no correct answer for this. It's letter E, none of the above. Okay? Like that. I remember for this also in the board examination, there's always also none of the above. I remember I've answered also a little bit of none of the above. Okay, don't be afraid if you will answer none of the above. Okay? Okay. Question number pila na siya guys, mga palangga. Question number 23. Okay. A spontaneous reaction means A. Reversible, B. Irreversible, C. Laminar, D. Turbulent, E. Steady state reaction. A spontaneous reaction means A. Reversible reaction, irreversible reaction, laminar, turbulent, and steady state reaction. We eliminate laminar and turbulent because these are all about fluid phenomenon or transport phenomenon, fluid dynamics, right? Get the point, or momentum transfer. This is not related to reversibility of the chemical reaction. Okay, so I forgot to timer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your timer starts now. The answer is irreversible. Meaning, this is really a positive delta H. Then endothermic reaction. Okay. Number 24. Not a property of an acid. A. Red litmus paper turns to blue. B. Proton donor. An electron acceptor yields hydronium ions in solution. E. None of the above. Okay. Blank, not a property of an acid. Red litmus paper turns to blue. A. Proton donor. C. An electron acceptor. D. Yields hydronium ions in solution. E. None of the above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Timer stops. The correct answer is red litmus paper turns to blue because this is not correct in the statement. Not a property of an acid. Okay? So, red litmus paper turns to blue. Letter A. Okay? Not a property man siya. Not. Okay? Number 24. You know guys, malingaw ko ng electronic configuration sa quantum mechanics. Oh my gosh. Okay, 24. How many orbitals in F subshell? A1, B3, C5, D7. Again, how many orbitals in the F subshell or F sublevel? A1, B3, C5, D7. Our timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Timer stops. Ta-da-dum! The correct answer is letter D, 7. Okay, I don't have to illustrate because I discussed this a while ago, right? Okay, and then question number 25. The formula of azimuthal quantum number is A, n raised to the power 2, B, 2 times n raised to the power 2, C, 2 times L plus 2, D, 2n plus 2, E, none of the above. Again, question number 24. Formula of azimuthal quantum number: A, n squared, B, 2 times n squared, C, 2 times L plus 2, D, 2n plus 2, E, none of the above. Your timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Timer stops. Okay, the correct answer is letter C, 2L plus 2. Correct? Yes, it's gonna be like this. Oh, sorry, this is wrong. This is 2L plus 1. The questionnaire is wrong. Okay. So, it should be none of the above. Things like that, guys, if there's a clinical error, it's none of the above. Okay? Because there is none of the above in letter E. So, we don't force to change that one, even though we know that 2L plus 1 is the correct. None of the above. Right? So, none of the above is the answer. Okay, number 25. Which is not an intensive property? A, energy. B, boiling point. C, freezing point. D, color. Okay, like that. E, none of the above. No? Kaloka. None of the above though. So, again, which is not an intensive property? A, energy. B, boiling point. C, freezing point. D, color. None of the above. Okay, like that. Your timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Timer stops. The correct answer is A, energy. Guys, all energy, whatever type of energies, are all extensive property of matter or extrinsic property of matter, meaning it is highly measurable because it has specific formula to compute. Okay? You can compute energy, right? Energy is the capacity and the ability to do work. Like that. And work is equals to force times the distance covered. The applied force times or multiplied to the distance covered exerted by human being or a machine or equipment or any robotics technology. So that's work. Okay? Robotics technology talaga. Okay, that is number 25. Question number 26. Okay. 26, mga palangga. Blank is a positively charged ions. A, proton. B, cation. C, cathode. D, anode. E, anion. Take a look for the choices. There are choices that are very near, but go to the most appropriate answer. Okay, again, 26, question number 26, positively charged ions. Proton, A, proton, B, cation, C, cathode, D, anode, E, anion. Your timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your timer stops. Ta-da-dang! The correct answer is cation. It's not proton. Actually, proton and cation is very close to each other. But the proton, it may not be charged, but the positively charged, it's already charged. Okay, for example, I have sodium, right? Like this. Sodium is by nature it will become a pure substance, then it is a neutral element if I don't put the charge. Take note, guys, in chemistry, this is very easy, but this is taking for granted. You know what? Taken for granted. Like that. So all elements and compounds that you will never put a charge at the top, that would mean neutral. But, sad to say, though the books are telling that, but some instructors or majority of the instructors and mentors will never say that. Because it is expected also that the students learn that somewhere along the way in his readings, self-readings of the books. Because we have books, we buy books, right? Our responsibility as a student is to study even more than the instructors have. Okay, because we are the one who learn, not them. They're only feeding us with knowledge. We will be the one who learn more, then we will be the one to study more. You get the point? It's not them. So like that. So actually, all elements and compounds that not yet added to any other substances, that is neutral compound. Okay? Meaning, the charge is nothing or zero. Now, what is zero all about? All element that has a charge of zero is a neutron. Neutron. That's why neutral from the word neutron. Okay, so the charge is zero for sodium because it has not been reacted yet to the aqueous solution. It's not reacted yet with the nonmetal or anything chuba-chuchu. It's a solo flight moment with sodium. So it is not yet charged. Something like that. Though it is not yet charged, it has also a proton. Why? Even though this is a neutral or contains neutron zero. Why? Because in the John atomic theory, inside the nucleus, the proton and the neutron are banded together. Okay. Though we specify this sodium as a neutral element with a charge of zero as a neutron, automatically there is also a proton in here because in the nucleus, the proton and neutron will be bonded together in compact even though this sodium is not yet reacted to any elements, compounds, aqueous solutions, or to other substances. Now, by the moment this sodium will react to other substances, aqueous solutions, other elements, other compounds, this will now become charged. So the charge is a process or an action verb. When this sodium react, you get the point? You know action verb in English? Nilihok na siya because it has been reacted or combined with other elements and compounds or into aqueous solutions normally. Okay, that's why we have a brine solution, meaning sodium chloride solution, something like that. You get the point? So the answer will be cation, not the proton. Though it's related a lot because proton normally positive ba yan? Hindi siya. Positive. Okay? Positive one. Like hydrogen. Hydrogen has a positive one proton. And it's also the same like cation. Positive one, right? So I just emphasize like that. So more or less, students will be confused with the proton and cation. But take note only the word charge. Okay? If we remove the word charge, we only say positively ion, okay, or positively particle, then the answer also will proton, not the cation. Take note the technicality. What made the answer cation? Because there's a term charged. You get the point? If this question will say positively ions, positively particle, positively atom, like that, your answer will be proton. But if there is a word charged, the answer will be cation. You get the point? So it's wrong to say positive ions. That's a wrong chemistry grammar. You will say positively charged ions because it will never create a charge unless reacted. Okay? So that's technicalities, okay? You will never use negative ions. No, it's not. Negatively charged ions, positively charged ions. Positively charged ions, cations. Okay? Negatively charged ions are the anions. If you will force to do that to be correct, then positively ions, that is proton. Okay? Negatively ions, that is electron. You get the point? Okay, wala pa man siya na charge, guys. Okay? You get the point? Okay? Charged. D. Okay? Like po itong charge nga walay D. So, grabe kay ka-articulate ang chemistry di ay, okay, kaya wala sa tayo, positive 1 charge, positive 2 charge. But that is only charge, not yet charge also because there's no letter D. You get the point? In English, okay, charge. And then when you combine, it will become charged with letter D at the last term. This charge we mean positive one is a proton. But this is not what we mean by positively charged ions and positively charged particles, because this is not been reacted, the word charge here. That's why in the element there's a positive 1 charge, positive 2 charge. That is not charged. You get the point? So there's a difference in chemistry grammar. So be careful also when you look at the question. Okay? So the question is very positively charged ions, not charged ions, or not positively ions lang siya. Di ready pa rin siya, matter na ang answer. You get the point? Really? You get the point? Mamala siya, guys. Be careful lang yung mga palangga. Ha? What is a charged and charge? So, past participle or past tense and a present tense. Nakakaloka. Okay. Ganon. So, question number 27. The correct answer, guys, is a cation, not a proton. Okay. Question number 27. Completely ionized ions into aqueous solutions. Okay. A. Weak anions. B. Strong anions. C. Strong electrolyte. D. Inert substances. E. Amino acids. Wow. Question number 27. Completely ionized ions into aqueous solution. Okay. A. Weak ions. B. Strong anions. C. Strong electrolyte. D. Inert substances. E. Amino acids. Your timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ta-da-dang! The correct answer is strong electrolyte. Now, I will explain why not strong anions. Actually, this strong anions and strong electrolytes will be correct. But the chemistry grammar made it strong electrolyte is the correct one. Because electrolyte is already a product form when the ions are being ionized na talaga siya. Okay? You got completely ionized. But the strong ions will just produce having a charge, not yet a product. You get the point? For example, okay, I have electrolytes, mga salt, di ba? Okay, so sodium chloride lang kasi yung sodium chloride, kuan lang siya, sulfate, sulfuric acid. Let's just say, sulfate lang siya. Okay? Sulfate mga palangga. Okay, sulfate, SO4, negative 2, right? So this is the charge. That's what I told you a while ago. Charge, not charged. Okay, like that. So SO4, negative 2. So for example, if it will react to water, this is a solution of water, so it will now become anions. This one, we can yield another sulfuric acid, right? Ganun, sulfuric acid. Okay? You get the point? It will yield sulfuric at H2SO4. Ganon. Sulfuric acid. Now, it will contain anions. Okay, negative 2. Okay, but this negative 2 anions is not yet a product. Then if you try to remove na talaga in a product, that is electrolyte. Okay? Just a concept of compound, neutral compound, neutral element. There's no charge at the top. When you say strong anions, there's still a negative to put there when you write. Though it's correct, but the final declaration will be strong electrolyte. So the correct answer is strong electrolyte. Those strong electrolyte are also strong anions, right? Things like this are more closer. But the correct appropriate term is strong electrolyte. Okay? Ganon. Question number 28. An energy at rest is A static, B stationary, C potential, D kinetic, E centripetal. Centripetal force man siya, diba guys? Okay. Question number 28. An energy at rest A, static, B, stationary, right? C, potential, D, kinetic, E, centripetal. Ako, three choices will be near to each other, okay? Your timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cha-da-da, 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 cha-da-da. So this energy at rest is what we call potential energy. Letter C. The requirement of Bernoulli-Thurin energy equation, how to compute the fluid flow in the transport phenomena in unit operations. Okay, like that. So potential energy and kinetic energy must always be there in the Bernoulli theorem, right? Okay, so letter C, potential, because it has been rested. Okay, so if you are rested, then you're not covering horizontal distance. Okay, only vertical height. Okay, ganon. Times the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, number 28. The maximum number of electrons that an s orbital can hold. Wow, nakakaloka. The maximum number of electrons that an s orbital can hold. A2, B6, C10, D14. Nakakaloka. Okay, orbitals are what we mean here. S orbital. How much? Okay, the maximum number of electrons that an s orbital can hold. Okay, S, 2, B, 6, C, 10, D, 14. Your timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The correct answer is 2. Okay, like that. Get the point? 2. S orbital 2. P sublevel is 6. Ganon. D10 and F14. Ganon. So 2 siya guys. Okay? Number 29. Oh, nakakaloka. Maximum number of electrons in a fourth energy level. Wow. Diba? Maximum number of electrons in a fourth energy level, meaning that N is 4. Okay, A, 32, B, 16, C, 36, D, 48, E, none of the above. Your timer starts now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Your timer starts. The answer is 1 shot 4, so it's gonna be 8 times 2, 16, right? 4 is to the power 2 times 2, 16. Because that is using the maximum number of electrons in an energy level is, the formula is 2 times n squared, where n stands for the energy level, or the principal quantum number, or the outermost shell. Okay? Or the shell, that's energy, equivalent to energy level. The equivalent to the orbital in the universe. For example, Earth, Venus, Pluto will follow each orbit so that it will not fall to the outer space. So that orbit is also an energy level if we try to apply here in electronic configuration. Okay? The point. But that was in a macroscopic perception or understanding. But this is microscopic perception understanding, meaning very, very, very small. Okay? You cannot see in your eyes. It can only be seen through a microscope or any microscopic technologies, something like that. And then you can see in the monitor the behavior of the electrons, okay, like that, in the monitor of the screen, like a TV monitor or whatever, but you cannot see directly in your eyes. You can never see electrons in your eyes or elementary particles, protons, electrons, neutrons, okay? You get the point, okay? Last question for the segment number 2, general chemistry lecture. Question number 20, okay, states that the filling of electrons in a sublevel shall start with the lowest energy to, highest energy state. Diba? Ang sama niya siya, guys. A. Nernst-Simon theory of perfectly crystalline solid. B. Aufbau principle. C. Theory of relativity. D. Pauli's exclusion principle. E. Lewis dot structures of chemical bonding. Okay. Question number 20 or last question. Okay. States the filling of electrons in sub-level shell start with the lowest energy to highest energy state. A. Nernst-Simon theory of perfectly crystalline solid. B. Aufbau principle. C. Theory of relativity. D. Pauli's exclusion principle. E. Lewis dot structures and chemical bonding. You have 10 seconds to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ta-da! The answer is Aufbau principle, which is the basis of our electronic configuration. Okay. It's very, very important to determine the behavior and the properties of the elements. Okay, especially in alloying in metallurgical industries, how to produce gold, how to produce diamond, how to produce silver, that you will sell that in different pawn shops or whatever. So that this principle will be applied there. Electronic configuration. After mining, you remove the the naturally occurring metals in the underground land. Okay, the Aufbau principle matters. Electronic configuration. Okay. Get the point. So we will be back for our segment number 3 later on. Question number 21 to 40, something like that. Okay, stay tuned. Thank you so much for liking, or if you want to comment or share this video to anybody else for further information also and for further learning, you can. And it will be much appreciated. And also you can click the notification bell for some newest updates of I Am a Singer, Eternal Voice, and then you can subscribe my the channel also if you think that you are not yet subscribed pa. Okay, bye bye mga palangga. See you later. God bless.